we're arguing over who's going to do the video this time, so I'm starting. We are back from Ireland and we had an amazing time, and we loved it. It was our first real trip in the motorhome without the dogs. It was so good.
It was nice to come back and reflect, wasn't it?
It was nice to come back to reflect. He told me not to use that word because that's a business word, but we did come back and reflect. We come back to reflect on the 5 things that we really wish we had on our first trip, right?
Yeah, 5 things, not necessarily that you need, but yeah, well, no, in a way, yeah, 5 things you do need.
What we did, we probably had a whole list of things that we really needed, and we said, you know what, let's just choose 5 for the next trip, otherwise we would have had a shopping list. But when we go through them, we'd love to hear any of your viewpoints on what you think that we should have as well. That's really,
and there's
really
probably
important.
people that have got that we are missing out.
Yeah, I think there are as well. And we really should have done this video before we went to Ireland to get your views as well on it. But
do you know, we picked 5, but I guarantee you that somebody in the comments will put up, and I think we should actually look at it as a Christmas tree for the people that go out and travel at Christmas.
Christmas would be good.
I seen something on somebody's Instagram post of their motorhome. I'll tell you what, you want to see that. That was lovely. All the Christmas stuff.
Oh yeah, the Christmas lights. And so we're just on our way there, and I'm going to share with you a couple of things, and Gareth's got a couple of things as well, and then we're going to go and do a bit of shopping for the other things that we are yet to get on the list before we head to South Shields. Okay, so one of the things that we don't need to get, which we did have and we knew when we were away, was the kettle. So Gareth really wanted an electric kettle, and then I said I really wanted one that sits on the hob and it whistles, and he was like, okay, well, why do you want it to whistle? I said it's just that sound of a whistling kettle that would bring back really lovely childhood memories for me when we were younger. I remember in the caravan as youngsters, when my mum and dad going down to New Romney or Dymchurch, dad putting the kettle on in the morning and it whistling, it just brings back memories. But I soon realised when we were away on our last trip that this was the perfect solution because, and I'll show you this, I'm just going to get it out. The great thing about it is that when we stop, and we've stopped somewhere, and we've just got the gas on and we might go off grid, it works. This works both on a gas and an electric hob. So it's ideal, it's great. It does draw a lot from electric. It does take really a while when we're using electric. So we do have an electric kettle as well, but this is just brilliant. I got it on Amazon. I absolutely love it. And yeah, it's a perfect solution. And it just brings back amazing memories. So this is something that I would recommend to any new motorhomers. I love it. I love the style of it. I mean, we can put water in there and it'll do like a few cups of tea, and it keeps it warm on the hob as well if we leave it on a low, which is really nice. But this was definitely one of my big ticks of one of the 5 things that I couldn't be without in the motorhome. And if I had to get another one, I would. I'm even thinking about, actually, I don't think we can have one at home because we are electric, we're not gas. But yeah, I love it. It's just brilliant. Let me just say the benefits of it is that we can use it off grid when we're not on hookup. It was really low cost. And basically I know that wherever we stop, so remember when we stopped in at that lovely, I think it was called White Rocks. Remember we pulled over those big rocks, and we thought that we might see dolphins there, and there was like that place that we were going to see, like the man in the mirror or something like that, the madman in the mirror. When we pulled over there, our battery wasn't working at that time, and basically we were so lucky to have the kettle on the gas, which was just perfect. Otherwise we wouldn't have been able to pull over and had a cup of tea. So that's why I love this. It's a great solution if you're not on hookup or got a damaged leisure battery. But yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
Or useful they have is having a spare gas tank, gas cylinder. The reason for this is, we can get gauges that tell us, how much is left in the bottle and, when we need to top it up. However, if you don't have one of those gauges, you can get a second bottle, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go and look at getting a second bottle. We have got a place for the bottle. Let me just show you. So if we look in here, we've got our flow gas bottle. And then you can see then we've got a bracket for a second one. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a second bottle. So, you know, if there's a chance that we ever are going to run out of gas whenever we're roaming around, we can switch over to the second bottle and know we've got that bottle. But just looking on here as well, I want to sort of show you what is actually in here. So we've got the gas bottle. What I've also got on here is a roll-up hose. Now this is a stretchable hose. It goes quite far. I would say probably about 10 to 15 meter hose. It's quite small, as you can see here. However, whenever it fills up with water, it stretches out. It's like an expandable rubber with a fibre outlay. So whenever that is plugged in, that expands right out. So if we ever need to fill up, it's quite small as well. It's quite handy. You can get these on Amazon, probably about 10, 12 quid. Then what we also got as well in here, that's my AdBlue that I filled up, is an assortment of connectors. The reason why we've got different varieties is because whenever you go to hook up and fill up with water, whenever you're at a campsite or whatever, sometimes they don't have the screw type that's like a hose lock quick connect. It's but like not that one. So yeah, actually it's not there, but it would be in the sort of other side where the tap is. Basically, whenever you go to that, sometimes it doesn't have the screw in bit. So what I've got on here, I've got sort of adjustable ones. One's basically, whenever I pull up, I can sort of fit onto any sort of tap. So having a couple of those sort of laying around is pretty good as well. You can go onto Amazon again, get an assortment of those. And then as a backup then, just an extra hose in case the other one fails. Just I would let you know about that as well. But yeah, so yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to shoot to Camping International, Gillingham, and pick up a new bottle. This one is a flow gas. Obviously you can get Keller now. The one I'm not too sure with Keller, but the reason why I like the flow gas one is the quick connector there. So instead of using a spanner and wrench, basically it's a push foot connector. So basically I would pull that black lever to the left and that would click off, and then I would just grab that, and then if the other bottle's here, then I just quickly connect it back on. So you're not mucking around with any spanners or anything like that. So yeah, I hope that helps. Whenever you're hooked up to the mains. Basically, whenever you're hooked up to the mains, you can use your plug-in kettle, you can use your straighteners, you can plug your laptop in just as you would at home. But whenever you're not hooked up, you're running off sort of 12 volt, you're running off the batteries. So with me, one night we stopped over, and this is the night we were at Carlingford, just about to get ready to go to bed, and I use a CPAP machine. Anybody doesn't know what a CPAP machine is, it basically stops me snoring. So plugged it in and it didn't work, and I didn't even think about it. I would actually I would have to change power supply or anything. I just assumed that it was going to work. So Zoe sort of had a bit of a restless night with me snoring. So whenever we got up into Derry, I was going to think about how we can get an inverter to sort of change the power supply. And to be honest, I didn't think I was going to be able to get anything in the shops. I thought it was going to have to be something specialist, or I was going to have to go online, or I was going to have to get an auto electrician, because it's something again that we haven't really sort of dealt with. Went up on the Curry's. Curry's used to do something which is called a 200 watt inverter. Basically it changes the state from 12 volt, which is a bit like a cigarette lighter, and changes it over to 230 volt, which is the same as what you would have in the house. Curry's didn't have that. Went up to Halfords, and they actually did have one in Halfords. So picked this up. This was £40. So this goes from 12 volt to 230, and basically by plugging this into your cigarette lighter, so you got the cigarette lighter end, it converts it over to your normal household plug, and it's also got a USB C on there and a USB charger as well. So yeah, we were with that there, I was able to use it. The only slight downfall to this, there's a fan built into it, and the fan was a tiny bit noisy, but it's like everything else. Once it was running, you never really heard it. So this saved Zoe basically more than me, because I don't snore. But yeah, now Zoe says I snore. But yeah, by using this here, I was able to use a CPAP machine after 12 volt. So I would love to think about doing a permanent solution and having an inverter built into the system. I've seen a lot of YouTube videos out there where motorhomes basically, whenever they go off grid and not on a hookup, they're able to go and actually just switch over an isolation switch that switches them over, so they can actually use it off the inverter, which goes to the batteries. So yeah, £48 on Halfords, definitely worth it. Works great guns if you haven't got the full built-in set. But yeah, I'll be definitely using this again.
Okay, one of the other things that we didn't really think about was going down narrow roads in the motorhome. So when we was in Ireland, we did come up coming up against a couple of roads where we were like, we pray that no one comes the other way, didn't we, Gareth?
Yeah, and the thing is, you think we would have learnt our lesson from having the caravan.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time we took the caravan?
I remember that.
The motorway shut down and it took us up this lane. Jesus.
Yeah, and our caravan was quite long as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a width thing, yeah. So the reason why we're thinking about a sat-nav is whenever you've got Google Maps or you're using Waze, it's very limited as far as what sort of car you're driving, stuff like that. The reason why we want to look at a specific sat-nav, TomTom do a good one, I think it's called TomTom Camper.
Yeah.
Basically what we can do with this one, apparently we're going to have a look, you can put your width and height of the camper van, and that will only take you the roads that you need to go. Don't get me wrong, whenever you're driving a motorhome, sometimes you can't forget about the height. We just sort of don't want to take that chance, especially if whenever we go up a bit more north and we start doing Scotland a bit more.
Yeah.
So you just want to sort of make sure we're all sort of covered. And
especially the NC 500. I know that I've been following Jenny, John and Jack, so I'm just a bit of shout out because they watch our videos, and basically John's been sharing some of the places that they've been going to at the NC 500, and I said to them, like, what are the roads like up there? And he says some of them can be like, you know,
a bit tricky.
Yeah, a bit tricky. So I think thinking about that as well is, like, you know, definitely something that we need to think about when we go up there.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, whenever you're traveling in the motorhome, you want to be as less stressed as possible and try and enjoy it. And I think whenever the first time I started driving this, I was stressed for the first couple of hours. I just wasn't enjoying it because I was worried about damaging something. So I think doing something that's going to be a little bit less stressful, or less stressful as you're driving, yeah, definitely try it.
Yeah, it's a sat-nav. So we're going to go to Camping International, right?
Yeah.
Which is like one of our local camping stores, which I love. I remember we used to go there with Mum and Dad, and when we were little, and they used to have all the awnings out and the trailer tents
they
out.
Still do, yeah.
And Dad would be going to look at all the different parts, and me and my sister would be going around all the trailer tents. It was brilliant. I love it.
And if they don't have it, nobody has it.
I know.
It's for accessories. They've got absolutely everything. I just wish there was more. I think everybody's now moving to online and stuff, but if you need stuff last minute, we can
it's
just
good to have a little bit of a search around though, ain't it?
Yeah, and get ideas of stuff and that.
Yeah, and then we're going to pop to Curry's as well. Maybe have a look at the sat-navs, yeah. So, Camping International, one of those kettles that are amazing. Basically they're like $11.99 in here. Earlier I mentioned that they didn't work on electric, and they do. They also work on induction as well. So Camping International have got some really lovely ones. They've got green and bronze and pink and blue, some really lovely ones, and it's got the whistle on the front as well. So perfect. So do you want to change the motorhome for a trailer tent?
Yeah. But look at it. There's 2 beds on each side.
It's actually really cool.
It's absolutely
It's actually really lovely.
Look at it. Come on. Come on. Take a look at those. Look at the seating area.
Actually, that's really class.
25,000.
Isn't it lovely? Let me get around in the other bed as well. Yeah, that's really... Just climbing it on top of the car.
That's cool.
That's how it sits. Another good one.
Brilliant. That's quality. Classic 2.0. Amazing.
So we've just had a little sneak upstairs as well to see of any awnings, and we want to get like an enclosure for the dogs. This is for next year though. And we just come upstairs to have a look around. There's quite a lot up here. I didn't realise how much was up here. They've got such a great selection. It does bring back memories, like I mentioned earlier about when we were younger.
Must be about
Also
20,
got a
25
dustpan and
on it.
brush. Dustpan and brush for when we have the doggies, rather than getting the hoover out, as they always like to bring in the grass and the leaves and the muck. So that's really good. And then the other thing was, Gareth, do you want to mention about the gas bottles? What happened with that?
So
Should we take that a minute?
Yeah.
Tell me about the gas bottle.
Yeah. So the gas bottles, we've got a flow gas, which is a quick release, and we just came into Camping International. And the only ones that they do is camping gas and Cala. So before I grab another bottle, I'm just going to double check the quick release in the Cala and make sure it's the same as the flow gas one. So yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah, is it all on?
No, it's not on.
It wasn't on?
No, it's not on.
It is on. I can see the light.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. You always says to me about making sure that my mic's on. It doesn't look like it's on the other side though, but... Okay, I'll let you off.
It's always up so yeah, so I just got to make sure that the quick release connection is right. I could buy one and take it, but we already got gas in there, so I'm just going to double check. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. We came up here looking for a gas bottle, and we're probably going to leave with a dustpan and brush. but yeah, as I say, there's loads. There must be about 30, 35 awnings up here, all different sort of sizes. So ideally, what we want is we want to drive away awning for the motorhome next year. We're probably on the budget, maybe spending no more than 1,200, 1,300 for it. But also with that, we want the enclosure for the dogs to attach onto that again. So we're looking at different ones, if it's going to be inflatable or if it's going to be a pole-fed one. Inflatable sounds really good. Any of you guys that have got a dog enclosure, we've got 2 huskies, so it needs to be sort of decent size, something like a 10-metre radius. So yeah, if anybody's got any and can point us in the right direction, that'd be great.
So, what colour are you going to get?
I like the red.
I really like the white or the baby blue.
The blue's nice as well.
I think I'm going to get the baby blue. Actually, I like the white though.
Yeah, the white's nice.
The white's really nice. What colour would you get? I think I'm going to have the white.
I'm going for red.
Going for red?
Because I won't lose it then.
Right, I'm going to have the white one. Hang on. Which size are you going for?
The big one?
Huh?
The big one, so you can do like soups and stuff on it.
So basically they've got different sizes here. Gareth's going for the red. Apparently he said they're getting more of a collection in as well. Will you hold this one? I'll have a look at the white.
Yeah.
I think that's really big. Are you going to put soup in there as well? Is that this one's got a handle? Which one are you getting?
White, there's your white one.
So can you put soup in there?
Yeah.
Stackable cup. So you can put soup in there or tea. Can you put tea in there?
Whatever, yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah,
see, I really like the one with the handle.
Yeah, the handle would be better for you, I think.
Here's I drop things.
I'll
Okay,
the
I'm
red
going to
one.
get the white one. Oh, you're having this one?
Yeah, that's cool. Lovely.
And have you got the red one?
Yeah, I got this.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Does it look good?
Yeah, cool. So we're just in Halfords to come and look at the TomToms, and there's loads of different ones.
There's actually Garmin here as well.
Garmin as well. But I think the TomTom one, I don't know, there was a Motorhome one, They've got Go Expert Plus, Superior, Navigator and Classic. So just seeing which one's right. And the Garmin just looks like Drive series. So yeah, just looking to see which one's right. We're just going through this table, I'll show you it. But it says large vehicles. It looks like a motorhome on it, but it doesn't specifically say motorhome on it. It might be one of those ones, Gareth, that we, our camper is the one that we need. Car, large vehicles, TomTom camper. It doesn't look like they've got one in there.
No, it doesn't show a sign, but yeah, it does say it in the bottom.
Yeah, it says camper products meet the needs of those driving for camper or caravan. So it doesn't look like they've actually got any in. Dash cams. And the Garmin as well. Oh, they've got a Garmin Camper. There's a camper one, and it's got Camper Connect on it. That's really good.
Camper Connect.
Yeah, that's really good. It's got actually Camper Connect built into it. Trader Parks, look.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Let me show you this. So a Garmin. So my question would be, because I really wanted to see the TomTom one, because that's the one I've been seeing a lot of people talk about online when we've been, you know, watching different YouTube channels, and if we're already subscribed to yours and we've been watching yours, I'm trying to think the person that's had the TomTom camper one, but I'd really like to see the camper one rather than rushing in and getting a Garmin. It'd be really good for your views in the comments as to which ones that you've got, which one you recommend. It would be really nice to hear that. Got a bit distracted in there with the electric bikes. We've always wanted electric bikes, but this year obviously we invested in the motorhome, and basically we said we'll wait next year until the electric bike and the awning for the dogs and the the little sort of like what would you call it? Not a pen for the dogs, but the little, what's it called for the dogs that we were looking at?
An enclosure.
An enclosure for the dogs. But anyway, we're back in the car, unsuccessful with any type of purchase from Halfords, Gareth, right? Because when we went in, basically they don't stock the TomTom campers or the Garmin campers in there, like Camper Navigator. So we need to check that out online.
But we had a really good chat with them, and they explained the difference between the both. And basically, to a certain degree, whatever we found online, sort of self-explanatory. But you know, when you sort of just want to look at something and
see how it works.
And I think this is the biggest thing about buying stuff, everything moving to online.
I like going in a shop and checking it out.
I love shopping online. Fair enough, you can get good deals and get a good price, but it's a bit like the Blockbuster thing. I used to love going to Blockbuster.
I wish we could do that tonight. It's Saturday night.
Whenever
and
you used to rent a movie on Blockbuster, you had to have watched it.
Yeah.
But you want the Netflix now, and you're just scrolling, and you watch 5 minutes. You're like, no, next thing.
But anyway, what about the power bank?
The power bank.
Power bank.
Power bank it looks like, again, that's going to be an online thing. So this is what's really good about trying to get recommendations off people as well.
But we didn't go to Curry's in the end because we were at Camping International, and it was just so much more convenient to go to Halfords, because we honestly thought actually the navigators will be in there and the power banks as well, because we'd seen that they were online.
And Halfords was always a place to go for TomToms and stuff like that. So, but it is what it is. We're just going to have to go online. We've seen the size of the screens and stuff like that. So. Yeah,
but we'd love your feedback in the comments. We're just about now to head back home and get ready for our next trip of South Shields. So look out for our next video on that. We're really looking forward to that, aren't we?
It'll be fun. Yeah, we're going to have to meet a couple of friends as well.
Yeah. So no, it's good. So yeah, over and out for this one. And Gareth, can we have popcorn tonight?